Привет! Сегодня мы поговорим о множестве числа. О множестве числа? Интересно. Alright, we're going to talk about the plural of nouns. Now, we have talked about it in class some, I believe, by the time you have watched this video. But I want to summarize it again with you and then do an exercise with you together. And you can show me that you did the exercise and it will count as having watched the video. Okay? So, be sure you have your book and your workbook. You'll need both because we're going to do both. We're going to start off in the book on page 56. Okay. Nominative plural of nouns. Now, you already know that nouns have gender. And nouns are boss, so the adjectives always have to agree with them. Well, so right now, nominative plural of nouns, page 56. If you look in the box there, you can see, little blue box, they have masculine, feminine, and neuter. Okay, the endings there that they change to when they're plural. So, we have the masculine, like чемодан. Okay, that's a normal ending. It just ends in a consonant. So, to make it plural, you add, you see the bold letter? Uy. Uy. Yep. Now, if it happens to be a soft stem, which means that it ends soft, right, with either a mягкий знак, a soft sign, like there it has Slavar, or музей ends in и краткая, right? Like Dmitri ends in и краткая and some other names. So that, for either of those, you take that off. The и краткая or the мягкий знак, you take it off and you add e, just a soft e. Okay? The feminine. Oh my goodness. Yay, look at this. The same. The endings are the same. So, газета, take off a and add u. That's your normal ending. But if it needs to be soft, like it had a ya there instead, or if it had a мягкий знак, you would take that letter off and add e. Now, last column, the neuter. Remember, there's not a whole lot of neuter nouns in Russian, but the ones that do end in o or yeah, or could be a yo as well, but yo and yeah, basically the same thing. So, let's say окно, you take off the o, right, because we take off those vowels at the end, and we add a. Now, if it needs to be soft, we add ya. Like платье. Платья. Okay. This is how you make words plural, right? Which means more than one. So, if we had to make a chart for it, just a quick one, it would be something like masculine, feminine. You would put uy. Or, if it needs to be soft, e, right? And for neuter, it would be a or ya. Okay, so, looking back in your book, take a look now at the bottom of 56. The 7-letter spelling rule. We have mentioned this before, but it's time now to get this down. Okay? Remember in Russian there's 2 spelling rules. You can handle it. So, the 7-letter spelling rule. There are 7 letters that cannot take u after it. They have to take the soft e. And it's only in spelling. Okay? It's not going to be in like a soft stem adjective, which I'll mention that in a moment, probably. Okay, so the 7 letters are all written there in your book. K, G, H, Sh, Sh, J, Ch, or Cha, right? They have to write E after them. For example, let's say we had the word kniga. E, G, kniga. It's to make it plural. Remember that chart I just drew for you just a quick moment ago? Well, we look here. It's feminine, right? It ends in a. So, if you were looking at your chart, you would think you would take off a, because we take off the vowel at the end, if there is one. And you would think we would add oi, right? But we have g here, and g is in the 7-letter spelling rule. So we can only add e. We can only add e. Knigi. But this spot here is not inherently soft. It's not like in the word sini, remember we mentioned in the word sini, where it's soft inherently there. Sini, it's not sini. So it's not like that. But that's a 7-letter spelling rule. So sometimes we have to write E instead of oi. Then, remember also, like it says in the chart, if it's a mjaki znak, or ikratkaya, or it ends in ya, or yeah as well, anything that is considered soft, right? You have to only fill it with something soft. So that was when we had that chart back at the beginning. Ya, ya, o, yo, etc. Okay, so these were the hard letters, these were the soft. So when it ends in one of these, it can only be replaced by one of these when it's the stem. Okay, let me show you an example. And then we're going to do the homework, or the activity, exercise together. Okay, so here we have let's think of an example. Dvir. 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 Dvir means door, right? Dvir. It is feminine. Remember words that end in a mjaki znak, you just have to remember if it's masculine or feminine. Well, this one is feminine. So, what we do, remember if there's a vowel here, or a mjaki znak, or ikratka, we take it off and we add our appropriate ending. Okay, whenever we need to change it for a case or to make it plural. Here we're just making it plural. So, dvir. Normally, for feminine, right, you add ui. But we can't do that because this is soft. It was inherently soft. Because that is what it is in nominative case. It's soft right there. We can't not have it soft. So, if we looked at that chart, ya, o, yo, ui, e, ui, e, ui, ui. Okay, the soft version of ui is e. So that's what we need to add there. Dvieri, dvieri, dvier, e. Alright, let's do the example in your activity manual. Stranica 40, page 40. So, I hope you're here. Page 40 in your activity manual of Tederadio. We're going to do exercise 212, or at least some of it together, okay? So, write the nominative plural form of each noun provided. Then check off the appropriate column. Or leave it blank, if none of the rules apply. So, first word is costume. Costume. So, it is what gender? Masculine. It ends in a consonant. What do you think the plural is? Costume, oj. So you add oj. Okay? It's just your normal thing. So, does this involve the 7-letter spelling rule? Is M the last letter there? Is it k, g, sh, any of those 7 letters? No. So we don't need to check that column. Is it a soft stem? Meaning, does it end in one of those soft letters? Or in a mjaki znak or kratkaya? No. We don't check that one either. What about the neuter? Is costume neuter? No. It's masculine. So we don't check any of those for this one. Okay? So you just write costume and nothing else for that one. Costume, oops, costume, this bottom thing here. Okay? The next one, document. Document. Same, go through, do the same thing there. What gender do you think it is? What do you think the ending is? Okay? If we look there, oh, it's just masculine. Once again, we're just going to add oi, right? Because t is not one of the 7 letters, so we don't have to worry about only adding e. It's not soft, so we don't need to add e. And it's not neuter, so again, we don't have to do anything different. We just add oi to the end, okay? Third one, we have podarek. Podarek, present. What would be the plural? Go ahead, think about it for a moment. I want you to do it on your own. Okay, so, hopefully you wrote an answer. And the answer would be with an E at the end. Not oi, just E. Correct? Great. Because it's not soft, right? It does not have any of these letters there at the end. So it's not a soft issue, and it's not neuter, right? It ends in a consonant. We know it's masculine. But it is in the 7-letter spelling rule. K is that first one listed. So we know we can only add E. So we add E to the end. Okay, čtyři. Čtyři, number 4. Slovar ends in a mjaki znak. So, what do we do to the end? Okay. Here we have slovar, and we take off the mjaki znak, right? Because we're taking off any vowels or the mjaki znak or kratka that are at the end, and we add what letter? E. We can only add E because it's a soft spot, right? The stem is soft, so it's E. Slovari. So, and then that column, you would check soft stem. Okay? Alright, 5. Dom. This is a bad example, I think. Because dom is an irregular word, which means it doesn't like to follow the rules. Every language has some of those. And dom means house, and the plural is dama. It adds a. So don't worry about pять very much, okay? 6. Gazeta, gazeta. Gazeta. It ends in a. So we know it is what gender? Feminine. If you needed to look back at your little chart on page 56, I believe, in the book, right? We know ui or e is the ending we're going to need. So we take off a. Is it a soft spot? Was a soft letter? Was it one of these on the bottom? No. Нет, it was not. So we know that it's not soft. Is t, right? Because it will be the letter in front. Is t in the 7-letter spelling rule? No. Thank goodness, because there's a lot that end in t. So, and it's not neuter, so it's gazety. Gazety. Alright. The same thing happens for the next one, videokameru. But let's go ahead down to девять. Number 9. Number 9. Девять. Платье. What gender is that? It's neuter. It ends in ya. And for neuters, we either have to add a or ya after we take off that vowel at the end, right? So we would take off the ya. So we're left with plat. Is ya in the soft line? Duh, right here. Yeah. So you know it has to be something soft that can be replaced there. Put there to replace it. Okay? So if we normally add a, but this is hard, what's the corresponding letter that's soft? Yeah. So we add ya. So it's platya. And that one was in your book. That example was in your book. Okay. Very good. So now, I want you to try on your own. I want you to try 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 20. Okay? A little bit odd numbers there, but those are because those are good ones. Alright? Пока. До свидания. До скорого.